There was no intent to deceive. Furthermore, there was no reason to deceive. I answered the question with the best information available from the most credible source possible. I'm guided by faith, perseverance, and commitment to the people of South Carolina. I regret that this issue has become politicized and contentious. I regret that my passion to defend my staff, my office, and the voters may have heightened tensions already present. My passion for fighting what I perceive to be injustice may have been inappropriate, but my intent was always to do the honorable thing, the faithful thing. I realize at times that my actions may have fallen short of expectations, and I will endeavor to do a better job in meeting them in the future. Senators, all of you, I think it's important that we move forward and end the politics of contentiousness surrounding this accounting error and focus on our public service. I've studied great men and women in history that have stood up to the establishment, stood up to the status quo. From Martin Luther King to Alfred Dreyfus to my friend Donald Trump, they've all been repeatedly investigated and attacked because they stood up to the establishment. I mentioned President Trump not to stir a partisan debate because my list was actually much longer, but I had to cull it. So I had folks of all stripes. I want to make a simple point that standing your ground in the face of political adversity is not an act of defiance. It's an act of courage, and it's done by people on the left and on the right. Before Mr. Trump entered his 2016 race, I hosted him in Charleston at a national convention of state treasurers and auditors. He seemed not to have a care in the world until he became a candidate, and then he became the president. And still, since then, he's been investigated by the federal and state authorities, prosecuted by political opponents, and put on trial for allegations that he and millions of Americans believe are part of a broader effort to silence and sideline him. And again, I don't use him for partisan reasons. I use him because he's current, and we've seen it. I stood proudly with President Trump, as I have with others, as I would have with others that I've mentioned. He frequently denounced investigations of him. Through it all, President Trump did not back down. He did not resign. He did not cave to pressure. He kept his mission. He stood before the American people and said, "They're not coming after me. They're coming after you. I'm just in the way." I'm inspired by President Trump, and I too will not back down. I realize my burdens are absolutely nothing like those of Martin Luther King, Alfred Dreyfus, and Donald Trump. But the lessons learned from their struggles are enlightening and encouraging.